It's been going on forever. It did have a little bit more of an underground presence and then got more mainstream, but it was always like takes all kinds. Like we're all freaks, no matter what your avenue of freak is, you're welcome here
Right.
this weekend. But then because people are like, oh, it's so crazy and fun, normies would kind of come and then there were fights and then it got a little bit dicey. And so there is something to that, like, all right, we want to broaden the scope of inclusivity and
Right.
people being different and welcoming that and not judging that. But then also it's like you also want your safe haven
Exactly.
too.
Yeah, I think it's like we always put a negativity on gatekeeping, and most of the times we're pretty correct. Like gatekeeping is usually not a good thing, but when you're gatekeeping for the necessity of like the safety of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
it's sort of a different thing. It's sort
Yeah.
of a different, build up. I want people to always feel comfortable, and like even recently, shifting the topic obviously back to wrestling, I got called a slur at a show, and
Like
instead
in the
of
ring or
like
just walking around?
I was in the ring, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if it was directed at me because I was in a match with other LGBTQ people.
Mm-hmm.
I took the move that I was supposed to take, and I looked over and made eye contact with the guy, and I said some words that were very threatening.
Mm-hmm.
And then afterwards, I made a whole scene of it, and I called him out, and I stayed there at the ring, and I made him apologize. I explained to people why this was such a problem, why it leads to violence, why there are issues, and I dealt with the situation there. And I'm not saying everyone should have to do that, but if you are able-bodied and if you are willing to step up and be loud enough, we need those people in these safe havens who are going to go, you know what, they may not want all this confrontation and problem, but when these things arise we have to stand there. And so like I hope there are people in that community that can have that sort of same regard for saying, it doesn't matter if you're attacking me or anyone else in here. If you have a problem with these people being themselves in this environment, we are not going to tolerate it. And I just, I'm not saying that anyone should ever have to fight back, but we have to at least set the precedent of you're not messing with someone lesser
Mm-hmm.
because we are different. And we will not tolerate being treated as lesser because we are different, and holding that line. Like there's a power to that for others that I felt it before where you're in the ring and you go, well, I'm a 6 foot, 200 pound white man with a beard who could break that guy's legs. The little girl in the back who feels weird and doesn't know who she is, and feels strange and doesn't fit in here, she's not going to yell back. But if she hears that word and sees my response, at least she knows somebody thinks that's unacceptable, and there are people out there who don't put up with that, instead of going like, well, I can't go back there because those people think this, which is not the way it should ever feel.
Yeah, I've always advocated that mentality, whether you're an ally or whether you are somebody who is marginalized or talked down to or as lesser than in any position. But I've always said it on the days and moments when you have that strength, because you're not always, like sometimes you're like,
Yes.
I just can't deal with this right now, and it's I'm not less strong or worthy because today I'm going to choose to walk away. Like there's grace in that too, of knowing that like their words come from ignorance, like, and I don't have the strength to educate today,
Yeah, and we don't have the responsibility always to educate. There's no reason we should have to teach everyone everything about us because we are different. But like I will always feel that sort of like, just because of myself, like I want to make sure I'm there for it. I want to make sure I'm taking care of these people. And like you're right, they shouldn't have to have the strength. It's strong enough being yourself and
yeah,
being in public. Like let me waste my energy confronting and dealing with. And
yeah.
hopefully there's more people who feel that strength to do that and feel that sort of, it is a privilege. Like I'm very privileged to have what I have and to be who I am, and using that in a positive way or in a way that is protective of people that we care about. It's important. It's a big deal.